Here at the Bisimoto facility, as you can see from my attire, it is quite cold here. It's very cold indeed. And let me just fix all my equipment here, make sure everything is proper. And I have the opportunity to interact with all of you through so many different platforms. Front and center, have all my friends and family for in Instagram. Hello, Empire App Designs. Thank you for joining. To the right of me and your left is the live feed for YouTube. Yes, I have YouTube live at the same time. And to my left and your right is TikTok. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me here on this Bisimoto Tech Tuesday. Jasia2s, good seeing you. Thank you so much for joining. Did I miss someone here? Yes, I did. Fabiana Noboaro. Hola to you, all the way from Brazil. Appreciate you coming from all across the pond. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And oh, right in the bottom, forgive me, I do have the podcasting opportunities via Spotify. So if you want to use an archiving moment to be able to listen back to what we've done, all you have to do is go on Spotify, type in Bisimoto, Bisimoto, and we are good to know. Good to go, I should say. Good day to you, Artec Moto. Thank you so much. I love your screen name indeed. And speaking of Artec Motos and BC Motos and all that fun stuff, we had an opportunity to participate in a wonderful event this past weekend in Santa Ana. It was at a Doghouse Garage, courtesy of Brecky Car Club. What a meet. So packed. I haven't seen a meet that packed in SoCal in a very, very long time. So thank you so much for both those entities for providing such a positive, enjoyable environment where I got to see old friends, make new ones. It was really good indeed. Youngster323 says, good morning, sir, from Pomona Drag Strip, which is right here in Laverne, not too far away, about 23 minutes away from the shop. So thank you so much for joining. I appreciate that track. What a great track. And last time I was out there was for the Motor Trend Tour, and we raced, I think it was in December. So it was a lot of fun there indeed. So thank you so much. Arctic Motors asking, have we received a PR shipment? What I do have here is braking oil 30 and 40, some 10W40, and definitely some 020. So I don't have 2050 or 530 in stock at this time. Jason from YouTube is saying, what's up, BC? Thank you so much. I'm here. As you can see my tire, it is cold. Warmer today than it was Friday, because Friday was brutal for us here. It was freezing, but it's been a very interesting weather pattern here in Southern California, you know? Is the blue 911 that Matt Ferreira did a video on? Oh, you're asking Jessica to us if it's here? Yes, it's right here next to me. That's not that, that's a different one. That's a 72 conversion. The other one is right here next to me indeed. So thank you so much for showing. 510 Slayer says the All Japanese Showdown on the 29th of March in Willow Springs. I think 29th is a Saturday because 27th is a Thursday. So I have a commitment that day, so I won't be able to come out. But for those of you, if you're able to attend, go out there and see what it do in Willow Springs. Are you going to the Honda meet this weekend? Says Roman6255. Has some family commitments. I would try to still away. It's not too far away here in, what is that considered? Lake Elsinore. So it's not far here from the shop. And I have a lot of friends and customers who are going there. I'll try and make it out if I can steal myself away from the family. But thank you so much for joining and for suggesting that is indeed, you know. Phil Grand Motor says, BC, I'm still begging for one of these cars. Phil Montreal Grand Motors. Which ones? Hot Wheels or the proper ones? If you need a proper one, we can make something happen for you. That's what we do. Whether it's petrol or electric, we have what it takes to make your dreams come true from everything automotive. Jason says, what's up? Good seeing you, Jason. Sirik Tyrov. How do you say it? Tyrov. I think that's correct. Please forgive me if I'm butchering it on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining. Got my #1 gifter badge from Timothy Evora on TikTok. Thank you so much, Timothy. Are you going to shows near Virginia this year? Says S2 Killian. I do have family in the Virginia area. I may go out there to visit with the kids, but I will not. I don't have any plans to take any cars. So it should be pretty good. So hang in there. Shalom to you as well, Bite on Craft TBK. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you indeed. No way, says only 1226. Gave me a gifter badge. Appreciate your kind gesture. Thank you so much for being here on the Bisimoto Tech Tuesday on TikTok. Jassa2s on Instagram is saying, what you guys are doing with the roads in the back? EV conversion? Yes. That's the plan. There's a Silver Shadow 2 that's back there. The goal is to use that as an EV conversion setup to be able to keep the panache, the very high esteem value of the vehicle, to keep that luxury vibe inside, but updating the lackluster, not so exciting drivetrain to something that is sub 200 horsepower to north of 600. So that should be good, nice, quiet, elegant with some decent range. That's the goal for that. So thanks so much for asking. Hello, Biden Croft TBK, appreciate you. What's up, King, says Ali CT203, thank you so much. Mario Avalos here on TikTok is asking, do you still have the Wagon and Odyssey? And I do. Wagon is right here in the showroom. Odyssey is at the residence. I still do have that. Junior on TikTok gave me my number 2 gifter badge, and so did Ahura Mazda. Thank you so much, guys, for the kind gesture. Appreciate that. Uzbekistan, courtesy of Sarek Tiov, is in the house. Thank you so much for joining YouTube. Appreciate your presence indeed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's see. Mario Avalos gave me number 3 gifter badge. Wow, so much love here on TikTok. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Heck yeah, says Mario Avalos. Thank you. And by all means, please, my friends on TikTok, share the live. Bring more people indeed here. I'm here to answer any questions, whether it has to do with our technology, what we have going on, projects, future, past, and present, and anything that you may have in your mind that has to do a little bit with life and everything, you know, that should be good. Corey on TikTok is saying, push the Hyundai N platform. Well, I do. As a matter of fact, today is the 18th. Tomorrow, I believe here at the facility, courtesy of Hyundai, and I don't know how you know this, Corey, we are receiving a 2025 Velocity, which is pretty cool. Ioniq 5N. There's some differences between the 2025 and 2024. We're gonna explore those. I'll do some content around that. We can do that for our next Tech Tuesday. It's gonna be great. We're just gonna have a week with that and have a blast. Just sent a gift. Thank you so much for the kind gesture. Only 1226 became my number 1 member on the team. Thank you so much for the heart as well. Holy moly's BC, says Shule Yang. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm here in the flesh. Thank you so much. 911 One Love, says Biden Crap TBK on Instagram. Thank you so much for doing that. Craw Pappy Cookout says, what's up, BC on YouTube? Hello to you, Craw Pappy. Love the name. Dumas Angel, thank you so much for joining here on IG. Appreciate your presence indeed. Booster Boy Cause was even more wild and faster. Kevin, what are you speaking of? I speak of the Porsches, I speak of the Hondas. I do know the Boostable guys. They've done some really cool things with content. They've also replicated a lot of builds we've done. I guess imitation is the highest form of flattery. They've done an Odyssey, a couple of those. They've done a Wagon, years after we came out with it. So I don't know how you can tell what's wild or wilder. We tend to not use parts that are commercially available, but build our own. If you remember with the 2014 Odyssey, there was nothing available back in 2013 for the J35 platform. We created the first engine management solution for that, the first camshaft high profiles for that, did the first sleeving of that kind of block, and then followed up with some custom rods and pistons courtesy of Trom. Lots of firsts into that scene that showed people the potential of that. So to say that someone else is wilder leaves a lot to be desired, but appreciate the gesture nonetheless. Let's see here. Jasser2S, hit the ground running. Love it, love it, love it. BC, it's cool that you take time out of your busy schedule to connect with us, man. We appreciate, at least I do. And thank you so much for the kind words. This is a way for me to give back. Seriously, for an industry that has been very kind to me. I remember coming here to the US from Nigeria, wanted to learn about cars, and I was shunned almost everywhere I went. I'll go to different shops, whether it's from Gardena to Orange County, and people just didn't want to share with me what it took to make my car faster. Everyone kept asking me to leave the car, my CRX there, they'll work on it and come pick it up when it's done. But I wanted to, as an engineering student, understand the technology and why things were happening. And when I finally met a young man by the name of John Concialdi, who had a company he founded known as AEM, he was kind enough to take me under his wing and show me the ropes and introduce me to people like Ed Iskandarian and Nick Arias, and I was able to learn from those individuals who are masters of their craft in the hot rod community, domestic hot rod, I should say, which has a very strong anchor here in Southern California. And by doing that, I had the opportunity to learn a ton. apply my knowledge and experimentation to my CRX, be able to create a lot of products in the wake of that when there was nothing available to purchase, break a ton of records, win races, and finally get picked up by American Honda. So I'm doing this now to give back, to be that person I needed when I was younger. So any one of you may have an opportunity to get that itch of everything high performance scratched. We're in a better position nowadays because we have so many different variables or opportunities for propulsion and motorsports. We have petrol, whether it's regular gasoline or E85. We have supercharged, turbocharged, natural aspiration. We have exotic fuels using ethanol and methanol. We also have opportunities with electric vehicles as well. This is a great time to be alive with tons of different aftermarket companies that can help push the envelope when it comes to making your go-fast parts and making your vehicles a lot more enjoyable and customizable. Where I came from in the mid to late 90s, we didn't have that opportunity. We had to figure things out ourselves. So to be able to learn that and have people who show me the ropes, I want to do the same thing for all of you, to share with you my interaction and my expertise and what I've experienced with the team and I, you know? Shoei Yang says, didn't expect to see you on TikTok. How's the business? It's going very busy. The team has been fabricating and working on this 935 that's going to Arizona, hopefully a lot of part of this year. I've been doing nothing but wiring. See these two 930s behind me? Beautiful cars. You can see, if I bend over, you can see some of my notes, some of my tools, some of my stool. I've been nonstop working on these cars for weeks. And in front of that, there's a Neo EP9 as well that we're working on. It's just a lot going on here in the shop. So it's really good. He says, rear fitment is perfect, says Ryan's Booty. Thank you so much. I assume that you're referring to that lovely 930 back there, owned by client Jeremy, who's been a great guy and very patient as we continue to improve his setup almost on a weekly basis. What are your thoughts on the proposed change for EPN smog? Well, the Leno build, I have not looked into that. So our Techmoto, let's put a pin on that. I'm gonna do some reading around the EPA and smog and the Leno bill, and I will come next week and I'll share my thoughts around it. But at this point, I am not aware at all. What's the year of the silver Porsche? That is a 1979 930. And the one over here, if my memory serves me correctly, is a 1983 930. Okay, let's see here. The Odyssey was legendary. I watched that review plenty of times, says Chef76 on IG. Thank you so much. Appreciate your kind words. And that van still to today, being my first V6 ever built, being my very first Honda manual conversion, being my first Odyssey ever built or van, that thing is amazing and a lot of fun till today. We updated, since we first built it, some turbos from Garrett and some controls from TurboSmart, and it's a lot more enjoyable. Very similar horsepower up top, but the mid-range and bottom end is way faster. I have to slick down. Yes, instead of street tires, I now run Toyo Slicks on the front of that car. It's really a lot of fun. Ahura Mazda, have a great one. Cheers, appreciate your interaction. FK8 Joe, who I assume is a big Honda Civic fan, gave me my #3 gifter badge here on TikTok. Thank you so much. Appreciate your kind gesture. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What's up, dog? Says Dub22. Just really having a great time here at the office, doing lots of work, team working away. They were kind to me this week because I know last week they're making a lot of noise, which is good because we're constantly working. But they've been really kind to me today, which is quite enjoyable as well. What's up, fam? Says Scully, the girl dad, on TikTok. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you. Ashton Campbell, here in the house, says, how's life been in 2025? Starting of the year began quite slowly. It's quite interesting, especially since people are really curious about how the new administration would affect things in our community. So it's not been really crazy. We had very interesting challenges coming into the year, lots of strange weather patterns, but things are picking up quite nicely. So hopefully we can have a proper balance of the year. Scully, the girl dad, says, how have you been? I've been good. Had a bit of somewhat of a cold the week before, but last week I was recovering, which is still good. This week's been fantastic. Just the team and I are just plugging along. RM gave me my #3 gifter badge on TikTok. Thank you so much, guys, for the kind gesture. Please let your friends know that we're here, so you can come in, they can ask any questions, like Garland Robinson, who's asking, hey, BC, whatever happened to the Turbo Odyssey from Netflix? We've been talking about that. Garland, I guess you just came in, but I do have it still. It's at my residence in St. Denis, where I live. It's still out there, parked. Love it, love it, love it. Still have it. I'm from Cuba. I feel you, says Joshua 2S. Yeah, I hear you. I don't know if you're here in the States now, if you're still in Cuba, but thank you so much for joining. I love Porsche, says Brilliant Detailing Services. Same here. As you can see, I'm surrounded by a variety of them. I don't know if you can see the hood right on top of this silver one, but that's actually an Integra Type R that's being restored. It was pretty cool, right? So that's pretty nice. What event is that Arizona 935 going to be at, or any info about it? Say KHR. I don't know how much the owners want me to divulge, but I can tell you, if you are familiar with the greater Scottsdale area, in Arizona, there's a place known as the Vault of Scottsdale. They do a lot of track prep, a lot of high-end vehicle storage. I think they do some service there as well. That is where it's going to be, KHR. So it'll be on display there. You may even have the opportunity to drive the vehicle when it's done. It would be, as far as I'm concerned, the most technologically advanced petrol 935 ever built, with a slew of creature comforts, which should be absolutely fantastic. So it should be good. Del Sol 97 says hello on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate your kind words. It depends too, says Ashen Campbell, on the platform. If there's no engineering intellect, it will be difficult. And I completely concur. I need that speed back. Let me know, Dub22. If it's not something we have available, we can build something for you. Bronx 75 says, I see the new owner of the wagon is rebuilding it and bringing it back to life. Can't wait to see it. And what Bronx 75 is referring to is the new owner of my original wagon build. As you may know, some of you may know that we built 2 wagons. One is a version 1, the second is a version 2. Version 1 was something that pretty much broke the internet, did a lot on forums. People lost their minds with that. It was a 1.6 liter, 700 wheel horsepower setup with a D16Z6 power plant. Made it to a newer gearbox as well. Ran on 91 octane and water methanol, and it was just absolutely fantastic on an AEM Series 2. Front wheel drive, and that car, the reason why I parted it out is because people kept trying to steal it in the greater LA area, and I got tired of it, so I parted it out, and someone bought the chassis and is now rebuilding it with a B series, quite interestingly. So that being said, that's what we're referring to. The second version is right here in our showroom, which I'm heavily considering doing, a very generous, how should I say, giveaway with that. That one is a K series, all-wheel drive using a lot of CRV components, sequential gearbox on AM Infinity, huge Garrett turbo, absolutely amazing setup that runs on flex fuel. So that being said, that is the second version that's here in-house. So I'll give you more details. Right now, I'm getting all the paperwork together. I'm getting details to be able to put that out there. So maybe one of you can win it in a giveaway. So we'll see what happens. I'm getting so many messages as we're talking. Currently in the R of R&D for the FA24/FB25, says Ashen Campbell. Keep up the great work, sir. There's nothing more enjoyable than trying so hard to finish a concept or a particular project and seeing it to fruition. Keep it going. Appreciate you indeed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good luck, sir. Wishing you well, says Santos, LOL3 Sender. I don't know if this is Santos, but if it is, good seeing you, brother. Fellow racer Santos, whose dad and also brothers love drag racing, do a lot with Toyotas and old school Datsuns, Nissans. Junior, it is Junior. Good seeing you, Junior. Thank you so much for joining and giving me also my #2 gifter badge here on TikTok. I didn't even know you're on TikTok. Hopefully I get to see you at JCCS coming up this year, or even the upcoming event that's at the Queen Mary, courtesy of Larry Chen. See what happens indeed. So Mercedes in the back says Promistic Ticker Shop. No, what you see there that may look like a Mercedes is a 1976 Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow that's in here to get some work done. The very top of that, where the hood is showing, is an Integra Type R, fully mugened out, that's getting restored. So that's good. CN6 is asking a question of the hour. Where is the Odyssey? So guys, it's something that be the topic. People keep asking about the Odyssey continuously. The Odyssey is in my residence. I have it, have not gotten rid of it. It's still around. So thank you so much for asking. She's a popular car. It looks like no matter what I build, we can build the most amazing Porsches on the planet. We can build the most craziest Rolls Royces, even the Hondas, but still the Odyssey reigns supreme. People just love that thing. When I drive it, people just lose their minds. Flush says, hey, good to see you, BC. Glad I was able to catch you live. Thank you so much, and glad to have you here on the Bisimoto Tech Tuesday as well. Have you done anything cool with the Genesis Coupe platform, says Jaster2S? And that's totally up to me. I am not doing a good job of really cascading what we've done, especially if you're speaking of the BK platform. So as far back as 2013, we built for Hyundai Motors America 1,080 horsepower Genesis Coupe in blue with black hood, carbon fiber, and black trunk, carbon fiber. If you do a search for Bisimoto Genesis, you will see it. This thing, as far as I'm concerned, has had the highest top speed of any Genesis that has existed. We got to 178 miles an hour in Gila Bend, Arizona, at the no-fly zone event. That particular vehicle had two 58mm billet turbos, fully built sleeved block. We used the standard V6 setup known as the Lambda engine. It was a Lambda GDI, GDI, so it's a gasoline direct injection, but we retrofitted that with a multi-port injection setup. The head flow is amazing. I love the block. It's one of my most favorite popular blocks ever, because out of factory, something you see with Chevrolet as an aftermarket opportunity came with a Hyundai factory, 6 bolt mains. I mean it, it's crazy. 6 bolt mains on the cradle, so it made it very stout. Head flows beautifully, beautiful throttle body. I didn't have to change the size of that. Air intercooler, ran on E85, 2200cc injectors involved, huge magnet fuel pump. So when you start up, it was very, very loud. Ran an AM Infinity ECU, had full cam control, all that fun stuff. It was a blast and sounded crazy. Once again, when I'm done here, you guys can go to my YouTube account, look up Bisimoto Genesis, and you'll see it. Clutches, we had everything from a very high strung action clutch to a carbon fiber drive shaft, courtesy of Drive Shaft Shop. I think if my memory serves me correctly, it ran on Buddy Club wheels. What else was quite interesting with that setup? Stay with the factory gearbox, which is good. Didn't do a ton of standing starts, but on top speed, it was great. And something that was really interesting is that we created so much pressure in the front of that car during top speed runs that it blew off the badge. Literally, the Hyundai badge came off from speed. And then so much pressure on the wheel well that it pushed in the wheel well plastics, cut on the tires, and was cutting holes through it. And when the holes were cut in naturally, I didn't build pressure there anymore. So it was a little bit of a self-clearancing device there. It was pretty interesting. Factory gearbox, says Rob. Yes, factory gearbox on that. We did not go above and beyond to build something bespoke for that, so it's good. Sounds like an awesome build, Ben here before saying, yes, it was fun indeed. So once again, if you go on the Bisimoto YouTube channel, you'll see a lot of videos of us having fun with it. There's even an in-car video to one of my north of 170 mile an hour runs. It was just really a lot of fun indeed, just really great. The one thing that car needed above and beyond was aero. Because as I was driving that car on top speed, once you get past 168, you can feel the back end of the car trying to drift a little bit, kind of come around on you. And right when it was trying to get aggressive, it was end of the track and we let off. So if that thing had some good aero on the rear, instead of just a standard slightly duck tail on the trunk, that thing would have been just amazing. Terrence says, the legend, what's up? All the way from TikTok, just here at the Bisimoto facility. Nice and cool. It's have some cars back here that I'm working on. I just test around. You see all my wiring equipment and so on and so forth. So it's pretty good. Cars need more seat time. You need a shop driver, says Ashton Campbell. I'm just building like crazy. I don't think I even have as much time to have fun and drive as much as I used to. Rich V328 gave us our number 3 gifted badge. Thank you so much, Rich V328. Appreciate you indeed. Rob, peace to you as well. Appreciate you and the kind words. I was close, says a promo sticker shop. Yes, you were. Will you be at any car shows in Chicago? Haven't received any invites yet, so not quite sure. On My Grind says, why is Kyle from Booster Boys always sneak dissing you? I have no idea. Maybe Kyle's not happy with as popular as he is. Maybe he wants to be more popular. And for those of you who don't know, Kyle is a YouTuber who, from what I gather, I haven't heard anything firsthand, but from what I gather, has made it a sport to try and talk about us or challenge us, even though we've done things not caring about what they're doing. they've copied almost every concept we've done, from the Odyssey to playing around with the AW11 to going with the wagon. And then he just sees a sport to talk ill. I don't get it. I feel that whenever people work on a certain platform that's unloved and create really cool things about it, I think it's a great thing. The fact that we were the first to build a crazy Odyssey and a wagon that people didn't care about. People hated wagons back in the day. The fact that we built it and made it a bit of a cult classic is a great thing. And me seeing other Wagoneers build cars, I think it's a fantastic thing. I think we should all embrace. The last thing I'll do is start talking crap about others. So honestly, oh my grind, I have no idea why or if he does. And no hard feelings. He can continue to do what he's doing, but I have no interest in entertaining this. It doesn't do anything for me. Why does he really such flash? I've never seen him this PC. Well, I keep hearing it. I've heard it from different sources. Haven't seen it firsthand, but enough of that negativity. Let's get on some more positive stuff. Like how we can build really cool stuff and make things happen and be able to have a wonderful year, especially coming to SEMA. This year, SEMA should be unlike any other. Some amazing stuff coming from the Bisimoto stable. We have petrol cars coming out, EV cars coming out, all with future technologies that are just amazing. We will have stuff that not only wows the masses at SEMA, but unlike many SEMA cars, are not just showpieces that you never see again and get vaulted away. Our SEMA cars get driven and driven hard. So you can expect to see some great SEMA content, and post-SEMA, some amazing builds that continue to do well. Flash says true. I concur. True indeed. You have an EV build, says Shuli Yang. What are you doing? Not only have I built, there's another one here, lots of EV builds. First one was a Kremer K3 935. That's gray and pink. That was my very first EV that made me fall in love with everything EV related. Before that, I didn't want anything to do with EVs. I hated EVs. Even this platform that I'm on, talking to all of you guys, I can share with you in earnest that I use this platform in a not so great manner to talk ill of EVs. I thought they were stupid. I thought electric vehicles had no soul. I talked about how they were meant for tree huggers and people who wear hemp sandals. I talked about how it's the farthest thing from motorsports. When I had customers come here and say, hey, you just sit in my Model S, it's a lot of fun. On my Leaf, I politely declined. And if someone persisted, I'd ask them to leave my shop. That's how anti-EV I was. Until I noticed that a lot of my partners in the automotive community, especially OEMs like American Honda, Ford, Porsche, Nissan, and even Hyundai, when you went to their booth at CES, was showcasing electric vehicles as the future. And since the team and I continue to build cars for these OEMs for auto shows, I felt that I had to learn this technology to be able to service them continuously in the future. I reluctantly had to learn. So speaking of reluctance, I built the first K3V and hated building it every second, but the first time I drove it, immediately I fell in love. It was not quiet. It had this nice supercharger whine from the rear, which is amazing. It was unlike anything I built. I built crazy all-motor and boosted cars. This thing had no lag whatsoever. In California, where we continue to have challenges with emissions, it met all emission standards and wasn't a problem at all. And that being said, it was just amazing. My 0 to 60 was 206. So it had the opportunity to be faster than cars that are almost twice its power. It was just fantastic. And that being said, it's just been great. Just an amazing, amazing journey. And fast forward today, the team has expanded into EVs. So right here, this trifecta of cars are all conversions. You can see a little bit of orange wiring in some of these cars. And that shows as an EV, and it's just been a great opportunity. And in front of me, you can't quite see, but to my left and your right is a Tribute 935-77A. We're doing for Action Clutch. It's a twin turbo as well. The ones that you hear the guys banging on right now is also a twin turbo setup going to Scottsdale. So that being said, we're doing some really cool stuff, you know? Shirley Yang says, have you seen the Taycan EG Civic with the EV 5-speed sequential? Yes, I've seen that. It sounds really cool. I like that a lot. Seen that indeed. People have sent me the videos and I find it quite appealing. As you can tell from my experience and things we build, I love things that are unique and are really forward thinking and set the precedence for what the future can hold for us. So I'm all about that indeed. Let's see here. Heard that there was an internet troll for that car versus Gringo half-mile Integra. Yeah, I heard. You know, that's one thing about the industry, guys. And it's so weird. I was sharing to one of my actor friends this weekend. If you don't have haters, you're doing something wrong. if you're building stuff and you don't have people who are challenging you, that means that things are not going well for you. You're not doing a good thing. And as a matter of fact, I'll take this a step forward. And now this extrapolates from cars to life. If you notice that someone's hating on you, keep in mind that people never hate on individuals they're better than. So that means that person is not where they need to be, and they're hating on you, looking up. Take it with a pinch of salt, take it as even motivation as I do, and move forward and push the envelope even more and more and more, you know? Slick98 says, Serrano Rob Porsche. Yes, sir. Yes. So you see that? That paint job is beautiful, and to preserve it, because in the shop, we have like things falling from the ceiling, not bad things like dust and stuff. You don't want any scratches, so we're protecting this guy's paint to make sure his immaculate paint stays immaculate as we work on it, because we're doing tons of wiring and crimping and heating and all that fun stuff. So we're just gonna make sure that that guy's stuff is good. That Euro G body, love, thank you so much. KGK, I share, you have impeccable taste, appreciate you indeed. RX7611 says, hi BC, thanks for doing these Q&As. I have an 07 Accord TLS, nice setup. With a J35A8, I like that engine indeed. What would be a good starting to make around 500 horsepower with that motor? It has about 200,000 miles on it now, thanks. So the J35A8 is a perfect candidate for boosting. Now, 500 horsepower really kind of pushes you away from the envelope of reliability. Based on my experience, when you get to 450, that's kind of the happy medium to the wheels on a factory engine. Anything north of that, you definitely want to sleeve and a minimum do pistons and rods and valve train. So to make your 500 horsepower mark, here's what you need to do. An engine management solution, which will help you get to that with port injection. 2200cc injectors with flex fuel capability would be the way to go. Custom rods, which do exist, and we can help you with that if you have a hard time with that. Pistons, you can do anything from 9.5 to 10 to 1 pistons, and we can help you with that as well. Valve train and camshafts. Cams will allow you to make more power with less boost, allow that head to breathe very nicely. Those camshafts are very, very mild in the factory. So you do a little camshaft profile, you look like a hero. You can gain 70 wheel horsepower just on cams alone, which is amazing, right? And then you definitely can't use, especially 200,000 miles, your factory valve springs. You can upgrade to Bisimoto valve springs, the Pro springs, and you'll be good to go. After that, break it in with some break-in oil. We have some Pure 30 SAE that will help you with that, and you are set. When you're done, you will love your setup indeed. And I assume with a TLS, you are manual, and if you're not, please do a manual conversion, because the automatic gearboxes do not handle anything north of 300 horsepower very well. So hope that helps. Hope that helps. All right. How far is your shop from Oceanside, California? I have a 92 EG with a GSR want to build. It would take you about 15 minutes from Oceanside. You definitely have to come up to 15 to come to us, but it's not too bad a drive. That's with minimal traffic. If you're doing this Sunday at midnight, you maybe get here in 40, 45 minutes. Nut, I hope I'm saying it right, NHUTT says, oh my God, bro, where have you been? I've been here, working away in Southern California, doing our thing, no problem whatsoever. And thank you so much for joining Tech Tuesday via TikTok. Benny Boy says, BC, hello, Benny Boy. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate your presence indeed. Okay, let's see here. Bro, you're on top, says Lynn Chonoma. I assume by name that your name is Chonoma, that you're probably Nigerian, but thank you for the kind gesture. I am nowhere near where I need to be. Now for the team and I'm working towards a goal to make Bisimoto amazing. So that being said, appreciate the kind gesture. Not quite there yet, but thank you so much. I will take that in earnest. Nice one, bro. Keep it up, says Lynn Chonoma. My pleasure indeed. You should come to Texas 2K. Jasper 2S, I need to. I need to bring something cool out there and have fun. I'm just really inundated with projects, trying to make sure that bills are paid and things are taken care of. So I don't think I'll be able to explore that this year. I remember when you and my dad first built the Odyssey, it says build to destroy. Please do share who's your dad. It's your dad's name. I would love to be able to give him some props. Please do share. I can't tell much from screen names. IQ the Poetic 777, hello to you. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you indeed. Do you still have the Mobi X? Yes, I do. Velside Promo G32 GTR, who, from what I believe, is a very talented model builder. So the black Mobi now exists as the white Mobi, almost playing a better tribute to the name Moby Dick, Porsche, right? So initially we had this combination where it was this amazing black 935 long tail with this beautiful classic 3-post lines going through the side. It's like a darker gray, a lighter gray, and like almost a white, a creamy white. And we ran that with the covered doors for quite a while. And then in normal Porsche fashion, when those doors are banned, I want to show the storyline of going to regular doors, which updated to those as well. And then connected with Erosyn from Acronym, who also helped with the Kaiser design that was black, with a gentleman by the name of Raffarini, who's from Canada. And they came up with that beautiful concept where you see now that's very futuristic, but it's still very retro. So it's white with the brilliant sunburst orange. So that being said, I still have the car, but it now exists as a different setup and different livery. Flash says, BC, I have a 1985 Toyota Cressida, which is a cool platform. What would you swap into it? A 2JZ or an EV, LS or EV swap? Of those options, I like the EV because it's quite different, but it can be quite cost prohibitive even at this time. A 2JZ would be amazing. That's where I would go if your budget allows for such. 2JZ or EV, depending on what you want to do. All right, let's see here. Waggles Hi says, hello, what's up? Just here, loving life here. Appreciate your kind words and your gestures in joining us. Where is the Trackhawk? Never owned one Moha ship. Never had a Trackhawk in my life. What motor? Spoon NTL. Let me know which vehicle you're referring to and I will let you know. Hyper Keys is BC. Happy Tech Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining, brother. Appreciate your presence indeed. J Series. I assume you've answered your own question, so thank you so much. JDM for life, he says, good afternoon, BC. I see some peaches or some cakes in the back. Yes, I'm surrounded by a trifecta of Porsches, all EVs. I have a 72 911, a 79 930, and great guy Jeremy, his 930 as well was absolutely beautiful, wrapped in this nice wrapping to make sure that we keep his paint intact. I've been working on these cars for quite a few times now, and today I'm buttoning up a lot of updated wiring, which is amazing. And that's the thing about EVs, miles of wiring. It's so much wiring, it's crazy. And as I work through it, I'm like, oh, I can do this better. And because I'm crazy BC, sometimes I take a harness, I'm like, I don't like this anymore. Chuck it and redo it. So hopefully both Ralph and Jeremy are kind to me and understand that I'm trying to do, to my chagrin, a lot of cool things to update the cars and make it even better than ever. And as I come across newer technologies, I quickly infuse on it, and sometimes it forces me to change things. But when they're done, these cars will be the most advanced EVs to ever leave our stable. So I'm pretty excited about that. So thanks for the great question. Corvold, who I thought was on Instagram, is now on TikTok and sent me a number 3 gifter badge. Thank you, Corvold. Appreciate your kind words. Black Gator 77 says, only do Porsche? Absolutely not. We talked about the Leno Act. Think about this. Consider me the Jay Leno of modifications. Just in this arena right here that's behind me, there are 3 Porsches that are EV conversions. There's still a petrol Rolls Royce that won't be petrol for long. And above the silver one is a hood of a Integra Type R that we're restoring. So yeah, we have quite a few. User 984-293-610-4438 is saying, the Honda Odyssey you did was beautiful. Thank you so much. Still have it. It's a fun thing. I just started up this weekend. It was great. Thank you so much for the kind words. But I also like the EV I did to future-proof it. Flash, do it. There's nothing, I'm telling you, forget the detractors. There's nothing that is more amazing than the torque and acceleration of EV, especially if you don't sound dead in a bunch of things and you hear the sound coming into the cabin. It sounds really cool, and it's super quick, and it breaks necks. People, you have no idea how many times I drive like on one of my 935s on the freeway, and people like, rev it, and I just show them a plug. I think once I was going to LA and I happened to have a charge plug with me. I said, it's electric. Like, what? And their mind, it's pretty cool. And just acceleration, the zero emissions is amazing. It's just really cool. I love EVs. And I never have to touch a pump, which is even better, right? So it's really good. Really, really good. Would you build a Dodge Viper, says Waggle Highs. Why am I putting my head down? Because I probably need to post more of my cars. So guys, I have owned a Gen 5 Viper. I had a 2014 Viper, black GTS, and I built one. So if you do a search for Wagon's Highest Bisimoto Viper, you see the pictures come up. We did some really cool stuff, some flashing, some exhaust work, some intake work as well, some body, some wheels from 5052, put some sticky art 888s on it. It was great. And then I received an offer from one of my neighbors I couldn't refuse and sold it to him. So, but yeah, I have built a Viper and it was a lot of fun. I even did a video with Magnus Walker showing how this is America's true supercar, which is pretty nice. We need a J-Series camshaft, says Spoon TL. Well, Spoon TL, write to me. Either DM me here on IG or write to us at sales@bisimoto.com. We got you. We can make some nice profiles for you. And our level 2 is our most popular one. We can definitely get you going. No problem whatsoever. Joe J72 says, hey, my friend, what does it cost roughly on the K20 conversion on the Porsche? I have not done one yet. So you're converting the Porsches to EV? Yes, I am. We're not doing Honda conversion here. We're converting these vehicles to EVs, so hope that helps. OCD Builder says, Ashton Campbell, you could say that. It's a bad trait, but also a great one. The customers benefit tremendously from it, but for me, it's like a never-ending way for me to improve things. And sometimes it delays projects longer than I'd like. I love that cause. It's Hyper Keys. Thank you so much. Same here. Joe J72 says, how long does the EV battery last under pressure like track times? It depends. It depends on how much capacity of batteries that you have. All these 3 right here are built, believe it or not, around what someone just mentioned earlier. My original Viper. With a full tank, I got maybe 120 miles with the Viper if I drive normally. That thing is a gas guzzler, but a lot of fun. It also made about 600 horsepower. So these project cars right here are designed to give 150-mile range. You drive like a human being, and they all make north of 630 horsepower. So that being said, the Dodge Viper was my guide with building these cars. So that being said, that can give you some idea. Now on the track, it depends. If someone want a pure track build, we can design something for them. More battery capacity would be ideal, but we can make that happen. Have you looked into the Tesla motor board that allows you to make changes, says Stung UKDM? Yes. We love using Tesla drive units, and we remove the inverter board and put in a bespoke one from Cascadia and use an AEM VCU controller to control that. So yes, we have done that. Malo RMDD says, legend, thanks for the kind gesture. Appreciate you indeed. What's up, BC? Just here, living the life, living a good life. Says, oh, I just missed him. Watch from Malaysia, Flo WI. Appreciate you indeed. Oh, what's up? He says, Tazzy 909. I assume you're local based upon that. I'm the guy who bought your version 1 wagon. There you go. Oh, you're putting a K series. I thought, Tazzy, you're putting a B. I think someone shared a video where you're saying B. Well, K is good. That means we have 2 Bisimoto wagons with Ks in it. So keep up the great work. Appreciate you resuscitating that vehicle and making it happen. Believe it or not, I tried to buy that wagon back from the gentleman who I sold it to. He tripled the price on me. So I declined and just picked one up from Buddy Club. So it's going to be fun. Going to be fun indeed, you know. How long does it take to charge for that type of range? I don't know if you can see, but on the silver one, there's a little black thing right there in the back. Right there. I don't know if you can see that. TikTok, IG, YouTube. That is a fast charge port. And when completely depleted to 0, in 32 minutes, you're 100% charged. You can get to 80% in 17 minutes. How cool is that? So that being said, hopefully that answers your question properly. I remember a while ago on Super Street, your Honda wagon was really cool. It says, who needs Imodium? Who needs Imodium? There you go, that's your name. Thank you so much. Stung UKDM just gave me a number 3 gifter badge. Appreciate that. Okay, guys. Oh my gosh, almost an hour. You know, it's crazy how much time flies when I'm with all of you guys. It's really cool. It's really cool. Well, that being said, guys, I will go ahead and head out. It's a pleasure seeing all of you on all these platforms. I will keep this active on IG definitely and YouTube as well. And for those of you on TikTok, it doesn't allow me the opportunity to keep it on archive yet. So you need to go to Spotify or my other accounts, especially YouTube, to be able to take a look. In the meantime, guys, have a pleasant afternoon. It's a pleasure to all of you. And next week, we should have some great data on the new 2025 Hyundai Ioniq 5N. That's the one that has an artificial sound. It's supposed to have an updated drift mode. Let's see what it do when the car arrives tomorrow. In the meantime, guys, take care. Have a pleasant, balanced week and stay safe and warm. Take care. Bye-bye.